Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 4.
High winds finally slowing down across central and eastern Kentucky. Now we track some colder air into town and the potential for wintry weather just in time for holiday travelers.
Those high winds causing problems across central and eastern Kentucky today, knocking out power and closing part of a major Lexington road. We'll check out the damage. And it's decision day in Ferguson, Missouri. What we've learned about the grand jury's ruling about whether a police officer should be charged in a teenager's death. Welcome to WKYT News at 4 on this windy afternoon. Most of the Bluegrass State is under a wind advisory until 7 o'clock tonight. Temperatures range from the 40s in the north to near 70 in southeastern Kentucky. You're looking live at Triangle Park in downtown Lexington, where it's now in the upper 40s. WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey is tracking temps in the First Alert Weather Center. Chris?
Yeah, Jennifer, those temperatures, as you mentioned, taking a big tumble, and it's the gusty winds blowing the milder air out of town. We started talking about the potential for 40-plus mile-an-hour wind gusts the middle of last week. Take a look at the numbers on the day so far. Moorhead, we had a wind gust at the airport of 62 miles per hour, 55 out at Bluegrass Airport in Lexington, West Liberty at 55 miles per hour, Jackson and Georgetown checking in with 53 mile per hour winds. Take you hour by hour. We go through the afternoon to where we are now, and those wind gusts are now beginning to come down. So instead of the 40, 50, and even 60 mile per hour gusts right now, they're mainly between 20 and 30 miles per hour. Now, that is still gusty, but nothing like what we were seeing a little earlier in the day. We're basically cutting those gusts in half now as that big storm works off to our north. Right now in Lexington, 48, partly cloudy skies. Feels like it is 43 courtesy of those gusty winds. Here's the big wind machine. It is across the Great Lakes. This is the storm last week we said would ride right on top of the Ohio Valley into the Great Lakes. There it is. We're now on the colder side of that, but the real cold air is going to stay just to our north, at least this go around. Now, Live First Alert Defender, the rains that we've had beginning to die down a little bit. Now, when I come back, Jennifer, the focus of the forecast is going to shift gears from the wind to the threat for winter weather just in time for Thanksgiving travelers. There's a big storm that we're tracking. We'll talk about the impact on our weather just ahead.
We'll see you in 15 minutes, Chris. Thanks. Well, those strong winds have left thousands of people without power this afternoon. That includes around 6,000 people from Ashland to Hazard. Here in Lexington, at one point, more than 10,000 people didn't have power because of a major outage on Versailles Road near New Circle Road. Traffic is still being diverted while crews work on downed power lines. WKYT's Kristen Kennedy is live on Versailles Road with a look at the damage in our top story at 4.
You have to keep in mind this happened about 6 hours ago, and crews are still out here trying to get that line off of the road. We are out here with police still. They are rerouting all traffic on Versailles Road, having them go down New Circle.
I tell them our electric's out. We're limited to what we can do. If you want a cold sandwich, we can make you a cold sandwich, but most people just don't even want that, and they just turn around and go out.
We did talk with Kentucky Utilities crews. They are hoping to have the lines back up, Versailles Road clear, and traffic back on Versailles again around 5 o'clock. Live in Lexington, Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.
Fayette County Public Schools are sending some of their buses on alternate routes this afternoon because of the downed power lines. Students who attend Rosa Parks Elementary, Beaumont Middle, and Dunbar High School are all affected. As for people who live on or off Versailles Road, Lexington police say they can notify officers who will help them get home. Strong winds also caused several power outages in Frankfort neighborhoods. Winds knocked over a tree around 9 this morning, causing it to fall onto this home on Evergreen Road. We also have reports of wind damage this afternoon in Paris and Harrodsburg. Our reporters are working on a number of other stories for WKYT starting at 4:30. Amber Philpott is in the newsroom with some of the news in progress. Good afternoon, Amber.
Good afternoon to you, Jennifer. 2 Lexington police officers are on administrative duty after they shot a man during an alleged drug deal. Lexington police say Joseph Kilburn was wanted on a warrant for failure to appear out of Scott County at the time of yesterday's shooting. Police suspect he was taking part in a drug deal outside a church on Ironworks Pike when he reportedly tried to run over 2 approaching officers officers. Those officers opened fire, hitting Kilburn. Kilburn's family says he is at UK Hospital with armed guards. He's been charged with 2 counts of wanton endangerment and fleeing and evading. You'll hear from Kilburn's mother coming up on WKYT News at 6. A Kentucky woman is accused of being intoxicated while driving a bus full of students. State police arrested Holly Brown in Washington County. Investigators say an off-duty deputy noticed the charter bus she was driving swerving on the Bluegrass Parkway. Dozens of students from Elliott County High School were on the bus for a field trip. Brown has been charged with DUI and wanton endangerment. You're going to hear from one of the chaperones who was on the bus coming up on WKYT News at 5. That is a look at just some of the news that's in progress. Jennifer, back to you.
Thanks, Amber. Now to stories making headlines across the nation at 4. We're tracking developments in Ferguson, Missouri, where a long-awaited grand jury decision is expected to be released tonight. The attorney for Michael Brown's family says they've been notified the grand jury has reached a decision about whether Ferguson police officer Darren Wilson should be charged in the shooting death of Michael Brown, an 18-year-old black man. Authorities have stepped up security in the St. Louis area today. Reports say the decision will be released at 8 tonight. WKYT will bring it to you when it happens. After less than 2 years at the Pentagon, Chuck Hagel announced today he will leave his post as Secretary of Defense. The departure likely came at the request of President Obama, possibly signaling a new direction for the nation's military policy. Karen Kaifa has the latest from Washington.
I have today submitted my resignation as Secretary of Defense.
The White House describes it as a mutual decision, but several sources say Chuck Hagel was forced out as Secretary of Defense after a series of discussions with President Obama about the future.
This decision does not come easily to him, but I consider myself extraordinarily lucky to have had him by my side for 2 years.
During his tenure, Hagel dealt with a smaller Pentagon budget and challenging priorities, including the ongoing mission in Afghanistan and the rise of ISIS.
I think he was brought in at a time when everybody thought the issues were going to be how to deal with sequestration, rearranging the Army with less money. Now we've got wars all over the place.
A former Republican senator and Vietnam combat veteran, he was admired by the troops, but may have fallen short of President Obama's expectations.
He wanted a loyal team player who was also a strong Secretary of Defense. And I think what he got was a loyal team player whose skill sets as a senator never fully translated into being the Secretary of Defense.
The move likely signals a different direction for military and foreign policy for the administration, and a successor will likely come from the president's trusted circle.
My sense is that with 2 years left, a lot of hard decisions ahead, they'll go with the trusted name, someone they know who can deliver.
Hagel will stay at the Pentagon until a successor is confirmed. In Washington, I'm Karen Kaifa.
Republicans have issued statements praising Secretary Hagel for his service and criticizing President Obama's leadership on foreign policy. Kentucky Senator Rand Paul says he wants Congress to declare war against ISIS. The senator says military action should be limited to 1 year and ground operations restricted. He's calling for conservatives to support a war declaration. The White House says current operations are covered by existing laws. Senator Paul's proposals would limit the president's control of military forces. You see them all over the internet and social media, but there may be a way to cut those ads down for a small price. What it would cost you to get rid of the clutter in WKYT Money Watch. And this holiday season, one beer is trading its Clydesdales for hipsters. Budweiser's new marketing strategy coming up on WKYT News at 4.
Follow WKYT online at WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
On Wall Street, the stock market starting the holiday week with gains. The Dow added 8 points to close at 17,818. The Nasdaq jumped 42 and the S&P added 6. Some Kmart employees are pushing back against having to work on Thanksgiving Day. Kmart stores plan to open at 6 a.m. Thursday and stay open for 42 hours straight. More than 600 employees have signed a petition asking the retailer to at least allow them to request to have the holiday off. Kmart normally doesn't let workers take off on certain blackout days, which include Thanksgiving and Black Friday. In response to the petition, Kmart says they've been open on Thanksgiving for 23 years and employees earn time and a half for working the holiday. A new study finds a lot of Americans are impulse shoppers. Creditcard.com found 3 in every 4 Americans have made an impulse purchase on something they didn't need. Men are nearly 3 times as likely as women to make an impulse purchase while intoxicated. And women are twice as likely as men to make an impulse buy while they're sad. The study also finds nearly 1 in 3 Americans has spent $100 or more on an impulse purchase. How about paying websites you frequently use a monthly fee? In return, you can use them without seeing all those ads. That's the idea behind a new experiment from Google called Contributor. It lets you subscribe to 10 sites, including The Onion and Mashable, for between $1 and $3 a month. And then in exchange for your subscription, it removes all the advertisements. This holiday season, Budweiser is reportedly keeping its famous Clydesdales in the barn. Since 1987, Anheuser-Busch has trotted out its famous horses for holiday advertising. But in an effort to attract younger beer drinkers, Budweiser will now run holiday ads featuring hipsters in their 20s instead of the iconic Clydesdales.
It's called the Mission of Hope Christmas Drive, and how you can help out our WKYT TV family in helping others. We'll tell you more about it when we return here on WKYT.
Gusty winds settling down throughout central and eastern Kentucky. Now we track some colder than normal temperatures and the potential for another round of old man winter just in time for holiday travelers. A breakdown is next.
Well, Versailles Road is still shut down between New Circle and Man of War because of the down power lines there. They're diverting traffic onto the circle from outbound Versailles Road, inbound Versailles at the airport, making traffic turn onto Man of War. Now, in addition to that situation, we have an injury collision. It's on Nicholasville Road at Canary. The left lane is blocked just before the intersection, which, of course, is near the circle, so that's no good. There's also a crash at Tates Creek and Armstrong Mill. That injury collision has one outbound lane of Tates Creek blocked. It's a slow ride trying to get home in different parts of town right now. Now back to you in the studio.
A lot of traffic tie-ups. Thank you, Don. To become a WKYT Live driver and download the Waze app, go to WKYT.com. Under the News tab, click on Traffic for more information. You can help make this Christmas a merry one for needy children in eastern Kentucky.
Deanne Stevens is out and about today at the Meijer in Hamburg with how you can help this holiday season. Hi, Deanne.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. We are here at Meijer, and we're getting our shop on here. Look at these baskets full of toys and more to come. And this is all about giving to others. It's our Mission of Hope Christmas Drive that WKYT TV is doing. We have Amy Kidd with us. Amy, what is the Mission of Hope?
The Mission of Hope is an outreach that serves Kentucky as well as Tennessee. And what it does for Kentucky is it provides Christmas for elementary school kids in the poorest counties in rural Appalachia.
Something that we all take for granted is that most of us can go buy toys or can give to others, and there are so many families living in poverty that can't.
Absolutely. And you know, last year I had the privilege to be a part of the Christmas drive in Owsley County, and something that stuck with me is there was a 3rd grade little boy who was more excited about a toothbrush than all these toys.
Mm-hmm. You know, and that's the thing we want to stress too. Doing this not only is about the toys, but it's about things that kids so desperately need.
Absolutely. We are looking for new toys. We're looking for clothing. We're talking about gloves, hats, coats. Also, we are talking about personal hygiene items that these children need. You see a basket here full of everything from soap to toothbrushes, toothpaste, body wash. I mean, these kids are so appreciative and so in need of everything this Christmas.
Okay, so here's how this is going to work. 1 week from today, you can come by WKYT, our beautiful home located on Winchester Road, and drop the items off. The big boss here, Chris Mossman, with us. This is so cool that WKYT, our family is out here today doing the shopping, but very cool that we're able to help others and invite others to help others. Pass it on.
Absolutely. We're trying to fill the lobby at WKYT on Monday the 1st, and we're doing our part, stuffing some baskets full here. Look behind you. What Barbies do I need to get over here? Now, I'm going to put you on the, put you on the spot. Choose a Barbie
yeah,
for me.
I would go with, let's see, what do we have to choose from? Oh, wrap and style hair. Yeah, kiddos like that.
Right,
and there you go. And then what? A little pearl princess, a little mermaid. Cool. You like the colors there?
Absolutely. They're look, the pearl and the princess. That matches you.
Yeah. What is it? What do you want for Christmas, Chris?
You doing a great job and continue
Just keep working, right?
Keep doing what you're doing.
And we want
Absolutely.
you to do your thing, and that is give to others. 1 week from today, stop by WKYT TV, 2851 Winchester Road. Bring in toys, bring in those toiletry items, bring in hats, gloves, anything to take part in our Mission of Hope Christmas Drive. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about at Meijer. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Deanne. So many ways that people can help, and just come and see us here at the station.
Yeah, it's all you got to do. We're going to hopefully put a lot of smiles on some kids' faces out there.
Nice
right?
to see Chris Mossman making an appearance in the 4 o'clock show.
Yeah, best dressed shopper I've ever seen out there. Huh?
Well, new car technology combines cruise control and steering. How drivers can cruise on the road without even touching the steering wheel. Next in Better Living. Then, taking care of business could soon be less embarrassing. Wow. How a new toilet seat is designed to flush away odors. It's time for Better Living, health, education, and consumer news that impacts your life. With new technology, cars can now parallel park themselves or alert drivers if they're drifting into another lane. But General Motors plans to introduce a new feature that enables the car to take over the driving, at least during parts of the trip. Omar Villafranca explains.
Not so far down the road, drivers will be able to do a lot less because their car can pretty much drive itself. General Motors engineers say they are putting the finishing touches on Super Cruise technology. GM's John Capps showed me how it works.
Cruising at 51, hands up, nothing's on the pedals.
Super Cruise combines cruise control with steering. When the technology is engaged, with the push of a button, drivers can cruise on down the road without touching the steering wheel.
Turn your head this way for 2 or 3 or 4 seconds.
It's really nerve-wracking. You know, I feel like I just won a football field.
A camera keeps the car in the correct lane and will slow the car down if it senses the vehicle in front of you is not going that fast. GM says its technology will allow drivers to take their eyes off the road while the car does the driving.
This is a little tense. He came into my lane and it's hitting the brakes.
Slows you down.
And I've stayed in my lane.
The car will only do the driving if the Super Cruise is engaged, and the seat will vibrate to alert the driver if he needs to take over.
I vibrated, my seat vibrated, it dropped my speed limit.
Yeah,
it's dropping.
Yeah, it slowed you down, so it sees the car in front of you.
GM is still fine-tuning the software on the test track and in traffic. They plan to put it in a Cadillac first. The first one is scheduled to hit the road in 2017. Omar Villafranca, CBS News, Milford, Michigan.
GM won't say which Cadillac will get the Super Cruise technology, and they're not saying how much the technology will cost. A new study compares the health risks of saturated fats versus carbohydrates. Researchers at Ohio State University found doubling saturated fats in the diet did not increase levels in the blood, but eating more carbs did increase levels of a fatty acid that's linked to diabetes and heart disease. Blow out the candle and put away the aerosol can. There is now a deodorizing toilet seat. Kohler says its new seat eliminates embarrassing bathroom smells and the need for sprays to cover them up. The battery-operated seat includes a fan that sucks in air, pushing it through an odor-eating carbon filter. The seat costs about $90.